Hi Scorpio, welcome to your reading for February 1st, 2024. I'd like to do a reading for banishing negative energies at the beginning of this month. This month can be really difficult for some people in the depths of winter, waiting for the rebirth in spring. I believe it's Mental Health Awareness Month. I could be totally wrong. That could be October. But that is important for somebody. If you want to enter to win a free reading, go ahead and put free reading in the comments. If you want to book a personal with me or join my membership on Patreon or here, you can check those out. All the information's in the description box below. Otherwise, let's get started. So I really felt the vibrations of this singing sound bowl in my left hand. You may be uber receptive right now to other people's vibrations. I think that part of setting boundaries, or part of banishing, right, negativity, is setting boundaries, healthy boundaries. So be aware of the energies that you're open to receiving and in what ways your thoughts allow for those energies, whether or not you actually like them to come in, you know. That's standing out. So I'm going to use some inner child cards from the Fairy Tale Tarot. This is a super old deck. It's the first deck that was ever given to me, and it has a lot of like lighthearted, free-spirited, angelic energies in it. It's really beautiful. This one wants to show itself. Okay, 4 of Wands. Yeah, that is really beautiful. Okay, both of these want to come out. And Alice in Wonderland. These cards don't have reverse meanings, but Alice in Wonderland is the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. And the 4 of Wands. Usually the card of marriage, but here celebrating in community, the time to plant seeds together. So I think that's a really lovely image. One more from these Fairy Tale Tarot cards. I'll move you just a little bit so you can see a bit better. And then we'll get into the heart of the reading. Oh, this is my favorite. The Guide of Swords is Robin Hood. This is acting out of justice. The deer here indicates being connected with the divine realm or being crowned, having your crown chakra open. And although Robin Hood is a robber, right? I mean, he robs from the rich to steal the poor. He's doing so because the poor are suffering from tyranny. So he has the sword of justice. Let's read these. You have one major arcana. The Guide of Swords also means using your thoughts for the proper means. Yeah, anyway, we'll get there. So first we have Alice in Wonderland as the Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter. You might want to look at where Jupiter is at in your chart. When the beloved children's story Alice in Wonderland begins, Alice is sitting next to her sister on a hot summer's day by a riverbank. Later, when her epic adventures in the realm of dreams and kaleidoscopic visions are over, she returns to exactly the same spot by the river's edge. Her psychic journey with the White Rabbit, the Marge Hare, Tweedledum and Tweedledee, and the Mouse and the Caterpillar, the Cheshire Cat, figures shaped like cards led by the Queen of Hearts and other bizarre characters, has been a complete cycle, a spiral dance of the mind, a circular odyssey, much like the tarot itself, right? Everything about Alice in Wonderland brings us back to the image for the 10th card of the major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune. Children have always adored merry-go-rounds, Ferris wheels, and magical spinning wheels of all kinds. The ancient Wheel of Fortune is a symbol of the numerous experiences, ups and downs of a lifetime, the wheel of many lives, the spiritual reality of reincarnation. Coming after the Hermit card, which signifies humanitarian service and illumination to the world. And the Hermit came up in your readings quite a lot in the last couple of weeks. So that's just something to consider. The Wheel of Fortune suggests the need to prepare oneself for a future incarnation and the greater spiritual life ahead. Two characters at the start and the end of Alice in Wonderland particularly stress the higher keynotes of this card. The White Rabbit, who leads Alice into Wonderland, pulls a watch out of his pocket and keeps saying that he is late for an important date. This emphasizes the keynote of time, the great cycle of minutes, hours, days, months, and years, the wheels upon wheels of duration that appear to fill eternity. The outer clock has become suspended as Alice falls down the rabbit hole into another dimension of time. This also indicates like present moment awareness in a radical fashion, really severing your mind from the stresses of the future and the attachments to the past in order to like clear for your manifestations in the present. Later on, the strange figure of the Queen of Hearts keeps saying, "Off with her head." It seems that the thinking and intellectual aspects of the brain must be put on hold at this stage of reality. One must somehow become a true Queen of Hearts and penetrate to the center of life where the pulse of life is strongest. Ironically, by the story's close, Alice, on the verge of reawakening, sees the entire pack of cards from her dream rising up in the air and falling upon her. It is fascinating to note that the Alice in Wonderland card is midway at the center of the journey through the major arcana, and that Alice's cards are surrounding her. A larger theme of Alice in Wonderland is that all of life can be likened to a dream. Plato, Shakespeare, and other authors have pointed us in this direction, and Lewis Carroll, in real life a tutor of mathematics and librarian named Charles Dodgson, created his adventures for Alice Little, an English child, in 1864. Carroll loved the world of games and enjoyed inventing novel approaches for the imaginative amusement of children. The constant play on words in the story is extraordinarily profound and reveals the circuitous logic and playfulness in language. The way that Lewis Carroll wrote Alice wrote Alice in Wonderland is also sort of indicative of like the symbolic undertones of like Hermetic magic, if you look into it. Just a side note for somebody. When this card appears in your reading, see your life from a higher perspective. Explore the realm of dreams and visions that are expanding your awareness at this time. Good fortune may be just around the corner. Anticipate a turning of the wheel of fortune in your favor. Be the eternal optimist. Know that the power of prosperity consciousness is your ace in the hole. Take advantage of golden opportunities coming your way. Good luck is on your side. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, okay. So we're going to read the Four of Wands, which is shorter, and the Guide of Swords, also shorter. One major arcana and two minor, but no less important. So the Guide of Swords is in the position of the Queen of Swords. Robin Hood and his merry men lived in 12th century England. They were outlawed heroes to the native Saxons of Sherwood Forest, stealing from the rich Norman lords and giving the proceeds to the poor peasants who worked the land. The true Robin Hood was actually a brilliant archer and swordsman who became a legend in his own time. His exploits with Little John, Will Scarlet, Friar Tuck, Alan a Dale, and even King Richard the Lion-Hearted have become tales of adventure that continue to stir the minds and hearts of young people from all corners of the world. The experiences of these merry men link us to the magical days of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, and to the experiences of Jesus and his 12 disciples. During a time of governmental corruption and political intrigue, Robin Hood and his band became symbols of justice, humanitarian service, and goodwill. The Guide of Swords represents a true merging of understanding, cleverness, and love for one's people or community. That which was solely potential in the Pinocchio card and a partial realization in the Scarecrow card has become a way of life in the Robin Hood card. Robin Hood's love for Maid Marian presents another dimension within the realm of swords, a spiritual union and physical marriage blessed by a dedication to upholding the laws of nature. In France, nearly 3 centuries after Robin Hood, another Guide of Swords came forth to lead a nation out of slavery and toward the light offered by the Archangel Michael. That Guide of Swords was Joan of Arc. In this card, Robin Hood reveals the sword of truth by his side and the arrows of higher consciousness and goal orientation in a quiver on his back. He has just retrieved the gold that several rich aristocrats had essentially stolen from the poor by overtaxing and burdening them. When Robin Hood is present in your reading, be determined to follow in his footsteps. Seize the initiative on your life path. Help the needy. Be generous to the poor. Teach others about the values of justice, fairness, equality, and honor. Explore the forests and learn to live in harmony with nature. Remember the ancient adage, the truth will set you free. Whew. And the Four of Wands. One of the ultimate mysteries of creation is the life force contained within a seed. When planting a garden, we prepare the soil much like we would create a cozy bed for a child. We cover the seed with rich soil in order to allow it a period of gestation. Soon it blossoms into a triumphant plant, bursting forth above the ground and reaching upward toward the sky. The metaphor of the seed is applicable to every aspect of our lives. The seed of knowledge, the seed of truth, the germination of consciousness. This card depicts the planting of new wisdom and the reconstruction of an intuitive foundation. The garden has 4 corners, representing the 4 seasons and the 4 cardinal directions. In ancient Greece, the symbols of the season were 4 women. Summer was adorned with a crown of grain, autumn wore a basket of fruit, spring wore a wreath of flowers, winter was bareheaded. The fairies pictured in this card represent springtime, when new planting takes place and a new season of sun and sprouting awaits. In your life, new ideas are seeding themselves. Prepare your life for the fruits that you will bear. Plant your creativity and watch it grow. So those are some really beautiful cards to open up with in this reading. Again, this reading is for banishing negative entities, ridding ourselves of negative entities and banishing them from our life. So Scorpio, you've had some really great cards coming in, and then we had some weird energies, like maybe yesterday. Okay, weird energies. Yeah. 8 of Swords, reverse, and oppression. You're free, and something maybe has been trying to oppress you or prevent you from ending out a cycle that is ending. You might be seeing 1010. What is this Alice in Wonderland card for your Wheel of Fortune? Basically what I'm seeing is that your crown chakra is open. You're aligned with the proper, like, motivation, being that of your community, justice, fairness, equality, giving, as well as planting seeds within your community. You may even have children as well, and you may be planting seeds of like a new generational legacy, especially if you're the breaker of like the wheel in your family. Wow. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, if there's a cycle that you've been trying to close out that like has not closed out, I'm seeing that there's going to be a turn of the Wheel of Fortune in your favor. We'll clarify these ones as well. The Universe reversed. In the universe, you're basically threading the eye of the cosmic needle to like, you've explored a bunch of unconscious knowledge, and now you're trying to sort of make it make sense in a way that like brings back the scaffolding of your 3D reality, right? Like you're literally weaving like the loom of your reality, which is actually the word tantra means loom. So if you practice yoga, tantra might be like your sort of realm there, or you might be learning about those practices. But this is telling me with Alice in Wonderland card as well, like be curious, be open, really be in the present moment by releasing your expectations of the future and releasing your experiences from the past that sort of tie you, like you're sort of cut loose right now, very much in your heart space. And that might be uncomfortable. I'm not saying that that's easy. It's quite uncomfortable sometimes to be in an open heart space, especially to be in like a childish, hopeful, optimistic place when you've just been crushed over and over, like Scorpios can be with their multiple towers and stuff. But I believe you have the strength to do this, and I believe it will influence a lot more people than you are even aware of. Happiness reversed, 9 of Cups, Jupiter in Pisces, Jupiter in Pisces. Lots of Jupiter energy. Something is expanding and somebody is preventing or trying to prevent you from expanding. You're definitely not in a place right now of overindulgence. Like, you sort of see what needs to be done, the work that needs to be done, but you're a whistle while you work kind of person, it looks like, with these other fairies surrounding you or the cardinal directions. Your work might be like magic, like kitchen witchery or spiritual work of some kind with these butterfly wings indicating like transformation, helping people around you or your community to transform by like getting down and dirty. Maybe just like going and helping to plant a community garden or something is your goal this spring. But the more seeds you're planting, you may be a star seed, the more seeds you're planting around you, the like more unhappy your, you know, quote unquote enemy becomes, and the less you're aware of them or even feeding them. You're more focused on what it is you're planting, what you're doing, what you're enthusiastic about, your present moment. Yeah, I have another. I think that what's coming next is about setting boundaries, because Robin Hood was an archer and a swordsman, right? And he sets boundaries. And while he stands for justice and an open crown chakra, he's also an outlaw who does commit real crimes in the name of like a higher justice, which can be a dangerous line to walk, right? So I want to know about setting boundaries here. Queen of Discs. Wow. Okay. So the Queen of Discs has the horns of the Markhor, and the Markhor is a goat that in Pakistan, I think last time I mentioned the Markhor, I said Palestine, but Pakistan and Afghanistan, it is renowned for eating snakes, toxic and poisonous snakes specifically. And then snakes, right, if we're talking about like queens who wear headdresses, can indicate Medusa, somebody whose gaze will turn another person to stone, basically fixing them in a place and time, in like the possibility, like destroying the possibilities of who or what else they can become. So this is you, like, first of all, holding this seed of life, this globe here, and like holding on to the possibilities of all that can become. She's like gazing out over her oasis here in the desert, and also appreciating, right, like that she's in an oasis, because if she were just in a desert, like without any water or whatever, like all the other possibilities for her are endless, and it's not like we're owed that pleasure that the universe gives us, right? Rather, we create this like conversation with the universe and accept our roles and responsibilities as co-creators. I'm also hearing Sin Eater, and this is not the first time that phrase has come up in one of the readings I've done for you, Scorpio. People used to, like in the colonies, I guess, there used to be somebody called a Sin Eater who would like eat bread off of like a corpse for somebody who hadn't been able to be read his or her last rites, and their job was to absorb the sin of the dead and carry it or transmute it. So there's something here about transmutation as well. And definitely crown chakra. You have these Markhor horns, these deer horns. Something about like major downloads coming in for you regarding this boundary setting. I do want to know more, and I don't really feel drawn to continue to use the Thoth Tarot. This is an interesting setup today. Okay, so what I want to know first is with the Lenormand deck, kind of a more grounded perspective. I'm feeling this is like the overall energies. These are sort of your like emotional spaces or spiritual spaces. This is your psychosocial with the Lenormand. I feel like it's very grounded in reality. What is this Wheel of Fortune? Well, we already know what the Wheel of Fortune is. It's like you kind of being open to the possibility, right? And I think that in the beginning of the reading, we talked about being open to receive energies and stuff. So what we're learning, I think, is about discernment. And what I want to know is what tool for discernment you are developing. And I think the way I said that, I know, is like you already know. Number 34, we have the King of Diamonds. This is business related. There's this little red coral down here. It can indicate the root chakra. We'll read this also. I have not used this deck in a minute. You might be 34 years old. Your birthday might be the 3rd, 4th, or 7th of November. The fish. King of Diamonds. 5 fish of various sizes swim in water with red plant life in the foreground. Commerce, funding, money, wealth, independence. Young male presenting person, positive. Wow, okay, so that's what you're open to receiving right now, which is beautiful. Like, in a very real way, you're open to receiving funding or engaging in commerce, or even receiving, like, a partnership, or with the rune here for partnership, like a love offer. The fish can indicate, like, the element of water, right? And that's how we relate to one another in our 2nd chakra. That element is water. What is this happiness reverse with the 4 of Wands? I think that your idea of what constitutes happiness has changed entirely from what it used to be. Blind loyalty undone is what I'm seeing with this dog reversed. Yeah. 10 of Hearts. Brown spotted dog stands in front of a doghouse with bushes and a green fence. Loyal friend, pet, advisor, trusted. Happiness, great joy, nature, positive. So you have happiness reversed twice underneath the 4 of Wands. You may have been in an unhappy marriage, or in an unhappy community situation. There may be people in your community who you're needing to sort of admit to yourself are not healthy for you, or are not loyal to you, or you are not loyal to them, vice versa. Take it how it resonates. Yeah, that's interesting. Usually the 4 of Wands is like a super lovely card full of celebration and stuff, but this is telling me that there's something blocking you. We will clarify that as well. The Queen of Discs, your birthday might be on the 18th of November, by the way, or the 9th. The Queen of Discs with the Guide of Swords. This is you nurturing yourself and your values and what it is you stand for in a big way. The Tree reverse, yeah, undoing generational curses, potentially by having like a lot of like bravery. I mean, it takes a lot of bravery to undo generational curses, right? The tree can mean family inheritance as well. And the number 5 is indicative of change, big changes. Family tree, growth, ancestry, pleasant thoughts, tranquility. Yeah, undoing what it is that you've inherited or ending that karma out. Okay, we're going to clarify all of these. 23:33 on the timer. Thank you for being here, Scorpios. What does Scorpio need to know? I think this is know. This is embody, and this is do. Okay. What does Scorpio need to do to banish these negative entities out of their lives this February? Being your 9 of Pentacles. Okay. You just keep doing you. Feed into yourself, your well-being, your happiness. Express your willpower. You're close to ending out this cycle of potentially like lack, especially with you have commerce or like business sort of things here, and for the Wheel of Fortune, this is money and abundance, and then this is like the 9 of Pentacles is like total self-fulfillment. There's definitely something major here for you about being self-fulfilled, or like a self-fulfilling prophecy, but like in a good way. You might be like owning your own business. You might be kind of getting off the merry-go-round of this generational like lack consciousness, and then learning that like like tying yourself to a certain story, or like threading the eye of the needle to like bring about a sort of constant or structured manifest reality, is actually like an attachment to a form of security that is keeping you from receiving, I think, way more like enormous abundant blessings from the universe. The universe is providing for you here. I think that's also why it's reversed. Like, you're in conversation with the universe. This Nine of Pentacles lady is talking to this like red-headed weird tomato person face bird, which is indicative of spirit getting a bird's eye view. You have this eye of the needle and a bird here, right? Eye of the needle threading the perspective, and a snake here. Literally, the Markor eating a snake. There is something here about you just gaining the mental discipline to be able to recognize in the moment, right? By being in present moment awareness, which thoughts are serving you and which thoughts are not. So you may be in a super like coming out of hermit mode, like you've been alone for a long time, or like even just like in your own sort of energetic bubble, even if you're not alone, you know, like you go to work and you're just kind of doing your own thing. You've been in your hermit mode, and now your lesson is like, it's like an attention. It's a very careful attention to your thoughts in every given moment, but it's not a stressful one, right? Because that would manifest stress. It's like an appreciation for the inner mechanisms of like your brain in conversation with the universe. And it's like you've achieved witness mentality, and you're just watching it happen with like fascination, as though you're not even in your own head. Life is like a dream, right? Is what Alice in Wonderland card said, like Plato or Socrates were talking about. All right. What do you need to embody? I think we kind of covered that here, Scorpio. The Hierophant. Yeah. A new established paradigm, specifically related to what we were just talking about. Like, you're very aware here in your witness mentality of how it is your mind is interfacing with the universe or spiritual law. You're grounding it with this little like grounding scepter here, and potentially even writing it down or communicating it in some way to others. You may be like a preacher. It's interesting. Or there's the keys on the Hierophant and the key on Alice in Wonderland. So you may be talking to people or helping people in meditation or via meditation, creating like meditations for people to follow, or like sermons or something to help people ground their thoughts in this way, or become aware of their thoughts in this way, realizing that they're these like Queen of Discs co-creators with the universe, and allowing them to take that responsibility on. And it sounds like people are listening to you, but again, this is what you're embodying. It's through your actions. Being on the defensive reverse, if you've felt defensive in the past, you are realizing it comes from a place of lack consciousness or of generational inheritance, potentially of shame. Shame is really, it's one of those seeds that just rots everything around it, right? And so I'm getting this sense that you've like pulled up the root of this generational like curse. It might have been a curse. Seven of Wands reverse is you learning to like knowing your position and not needing to defend it, especially in this Queen of Discs energy. Like, you don't need to defend where you're at. You already know. You know in your heart of hearts, which is why I think you've been encouraged as well over and over in this reading to maintain your heart space, to be in your heart space. Nice. Okay, so this is do, believe in, or like embody, and this is believe in, I think. Believe in your 10 of Pentacles, Scorpio. Whoa. Yeah, okay. 10-10 might be standing out for you. 5-5 as like, and 9-9-9 or 99 as a confirmation for this reading. You might be seeing a lot of angel numbers. You might be seeing a lot of synchronicities. I had this synchronicity today where like a situation happened in my life at lunchtime, and I went back to work into the classroom I was working in, and a conversation was going on where I was like thinking to myself, the universe could literally be speaking through these people to me about my situation, and it would be just as applicable, although they were completely having their own conversation entirely. It was one of those, like, I don't know, crazy synchronicities. So you have 5 to 10 here. Believe in your 10 of Pentacles. Believe that this is achievable for you. Envision it, especially with your crown chakra being open. This is literally like you grounding your 10 of Pentacles, grounding your ideas of justice, of what's good, of what nurtures you, of equality, fairness, and yeah, spirituality into the 3D with the community of people around you as well. Like you're planting seeds in your community that is helping this to grow. All right, 31:17 on the timer. I think I really like this reading kind of where it's at. Yeah, I think I'll just post a bonus reading and this will be it. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Scorpios. If you did, let me know. If you like the format also, or the theme, whatever it is, just let me know. This was a different reading. And I hope that banishing these entities from your life this month is a smooth sailing process. I think the more you work on you and what you love, and on feeding those people around you that bring you joy and light, you know, the more of that you're going to attract. And this reading was a pretty hands down straightforward reminder of that, I think. So thank you for being here. I'll see you all next time.